And Carla, I'd now like to throw to you and to have you share your personal experience of diversity from your perspective in your role.
Thanks for having me. I actually come from Dharawal country and like to acknowledge all elders past, present and emerging. For me, it is really important as a female executive from a different racial and ethnic background that as a company we represent the community and the customers that we serve. So I extend, like Annalie said, DEI goes to a sense of belonging as well. It's actually important. We look at morale, we look at engagement, we look at productivity, we look at success, we look at innovation as the end game of every DEI strategy. So the key difference for me is if there is no inclusion and belonging in your DEI strategy, then like Annalie said, we're just ticking the diversity box. Everyone celebrates diversity, but very few actually implement steps for inclusion and that sense of belonging. Inclusion for me is the steps the organization takes or the actions the organization takes to make you feel welcome when you're being onboarded or to have a forum where your ideas and perspectives are heard. And the sense of belonging is how I feel when that happens or when those actions are put into place. McKinsey has done decades of research on this, and they actually have studies that show the top quartile of companies that have diversity are 36% more productive, they are more profitable, and they end up actually having more financial returns. And there's so much research being done on just how employees feel. 80% of employees feel that their leaders and their executives have to step up and show that they are implementing some sort of a DEI framework within their companies. So it's really important there's a top-down approach to create meaningful change at work. And across 3 countries, DEI is very different in the Middle East, in South Asia, in Australia. Australia is catching up with the rest of the world, but we're still a bit behind in terms of the work that we have to do as a multicultural country, representation of First Nations and Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders, for example. So that's just my view.
Thanks, Carla. There's a lot in that, and I think I echo what you say, having been working within the same organisation. I think it's so easy for organisations to put policies in place. It's so easy for organisations to have rules or commit to things and deliver kind of a lip service to these important parts of our working lives. What I guess I find is when it comes down to it, what are they doing to really ensure that that happens in a culture? What are the things, what are the behaviours, what are the things those organisations are really doing on the ground with the people day to day that are making them feel those exact feelings that you talked about, Carla, those sense that it's okay for me to be and bring my full self to the workplace, that it's okay for me to disclose or not disclose parts of my background, things that are unique about me. And I think that culture of being able to do that is the basis from which that belonging comes from. And so I'm kind of really interested in what organisations can do to actually make that happen.